Right friends, welcome back to Banking Awareness, True False. This is module number 6. Look at the first sentence. When a bank returns the check unpaid, it is called cancelling of the check is absolutely wrong. It has got its own nomenclature, that is dishonoring of the check. Bank is not in a position to honor the check. That is called dishonor of the check. Please remember this terminology. When your friend deposited a check in the bank and because of non-availability of sufficient money in your account, then it is called dishonor of the check. Right? Look into the next one. Population census is a state subject under Article 246 of the Constitution. Absolutely wrong. The population census are being done once in 10 years and it is the responsibility of the central government and it is not a state subject. It is the responsibility of central government. Right? So, under Article 246 of the Constitution, this population census is the central subject. Right? Look into the next one. As per the 2011 census, please don't forget, census in our country are being held once in 10 years and the latest census held in 2011 and this is the 15th census and 7th after independence. And as per 2011 census, Bihar is the least literate state in the country with 63.82%, followed by Arunachal Pradesh and Rajasthan. Absolutely right sentence. So, Bihar stands at the bottom as far as literacy rate is concerned, followed slightly better for Arunachal Pradesh and Rajasthan. Look at the next one in 11-digit alphanumeric code. First 4 are alpha characters, then 0, followed by 6 digits, right? So, this is IFSC code and in this 11-digit alphanumeric code, you can identify any branch under the NEFT system in the country. So, IFSC code is a unique code and you can identify any bank in the country under the NEFT system or you can say under the core banking solutions, right? So, for the CBS enabled branches, the IFSC code is a unique number, that is 11 digit, 4 alpha and 7 numeric. So, that indicates uniqueness of any bank branch in this country. ECGC was established in the year 1957, absolutely correct. And it was based on T.C. Kapoor committee recommendations. The sentence is absolutely correct. What is ECGC? ECGC is Export Credit Guarantee Corporation. If people are exporting something to foreign country, there are several risks associated with it. So, to look into those risks, this Export Credit Guarantee Corporation will act as somewhat insurance against the risks associated with exports, right? So, Export Credit Guarantee Corporation was established based on T.C. Kapoor recommendations in the year 1957. So, the given sentence is absolutely correct. Look at the next one. Decrease in taxes will lead to demand pull inflation. Absolutely right sentence. Decrease in taxes. If the government reduces taxes, the government reduces taxes, what will happen? More money will be there in your pockets. Government reduced the tax means you will be having more money in your pocket. The normal tendency is to spend. The propensity of human being is to spend. If you spend more money, what will happen? There will be demand for consumer goods. Because of demand for consumer goods, this demand pull inflation will be created. So, demand pull inflation is as a result of lowering of taxes. There are several other reasons. I am not going into those factors, but here this sentence, decrease in taxes will lead to demand pull inflation, is absolutely right sentence. With reference to the check, the bank of the drawer of the check is the drawee branch. If I am writing the check, I am the drawer, my branch is the drawee branch, and my friend, whoever is receiving money, is the payee. And for self-checked, I am the drawer and the payee, and my bank is the drawee bank. So please remember, in check transactions, drawer's bank is drawee branch, right? Look into the next one. If the checks are drawn by arrested persons, under trials, or convicted, they should not be honored. Absolutely wrong. There are specific guidelines when the check is to be dishonored. And we have discussed or deliberated in detail in the lecture part when we discussed with regard to checks. And here, if the checks are drawn by arrested persons, under trials, or convicts, they should be honored. Please don't forget. Right? Checks given by arrested persons, under trials, or convicts must be honored. There is no law which prevents dishonoring of the check if the check is given by the convicts, right? USOF is used to expand telecom services in urban areas is absolutely wrong. USOF, what is USOF? Universal Service Obligation Fund. Universal Service Obligation Fund. This fund was created to expand telecom services in rural areas. In rural areas, telecom services generate very less revenue, so the people may not be able to expand the services in rural areas. Because of that reason, USOF was created, and this fund basically meant for expansion of services in rural areas, and this got a statutory status also because of amendments to Indian Telegraph Act in the year somewhere around 2003, right? ICDs are unsecured and the interest rates are higher than the bank loans. What is ICD? ICD is intercorporate deposits. When a big corporate is giving money to small corporate, because big corporates have so many channels for accessing money from the market. Big corporates have got so many channels of accessing money from the market, but small corporates, it is very difficult to get money from the market, and big corporates lending to small corporates is intercorporate deposit, and they are unsecured. Because they are unsecured, the interest rates are normally higher, so the given sentence is absolutely correct. If government reduces its share in public sector undertakings by keeping majority shareholding, it is known as privatization. Absolutely wrong. When government is keeping majority shareholding of 51% and selling the remaining shares, it is classified as disinvestment or divestment. When the government is keeping majority shareholding and selling the remaining shares, then that is the disinvestment or divestment. But when the government is becoming minority shareholder by selling most of the stock or most of the shares, when government is relegated to minority shareholding, then it is known as privatization. In privatization, government may exit completely also, right? Look into the next one. Before approaching ombudsman, the complainant should approach the concerned bank. You have to approach the concerned bank first. You have to wait for 30 days or till the bank gives reply. Maximum 30 days. If banks gives a reply within 30 days, it is fine. Otherwise, you have to wait up to 30 days. Subsequently, you have time to approach ombudsman up to a period of 1 year. So, the given sentence is wrong. So, you can approach ombudsman subsequently after getting the reply from bank or after passing of 30 days, if bank is not giving any reply, then within 1 year you can approach ombudsman. Please correct the given sentence. It should be 1 year. RRBs are regional rural banks. They are treated as subsidiaries to the parent commercial banks. Absolutely wrong. For all practical purposes, regional rural banks are scheduled commercial banks. Regional rural banks, they are not subsidiary to the parent banks. They are scheduled commercial banks for all practical purposes. Look into the next one. RBI regulates the ceiling limit of interest for FCNR deposits. We have already discussed FCNR deposits are for fixed deposits maintained in approved foreign currencies from period of 1 year to 5 years. But here the interest rate ceiling will be decided by Reserve Bank of India. Interest rate ceiling will be decided by the Reserve Bank of India based on London Interbank Offered Rate or LIBOR. RBI decides the ceiling of interest rates for FCNR deposits. Please don't forget. Look into the next one. In IFSC code, the first 4 alpha characters indicate the name of the branch. Absolutely wrong. First 4 alpha characters indicate name of the bank. If it is ICICI Bank, it is ICIC. If it is State Bank of India, SBIN, right? Bouncing of check may invite imprisonment up to 2 years or fine up to twice the check amount or both. Absolutely right. Bouncing of check nowadays may invite imprisonment up to 2 years or fine up to twice the check amount or both. Right? So the given sentence is correct. Bonds issued by central public sector undertakings like BHEL, NTPC are eligible for SLR securities. Absolutely wrong. The bonds issued by central public sector undertakings are not eligible for SLR securities. Right? SLR securities, normally they are dated securities issued by Government of India, treasury bills, and specific guidelines are laid down by Government of India, but PSUs are not eligible to become SLR securities. Right? Look into the next one. Payment is certain in case of checks. Absolutely wrong. Payment is certain in case of demand drafts, but not in case of checks, because check, there is no guarantee whether the check will be honored by the bank or dishonored by the bank. There are several reasons banks may dishonor the check also. So payment is uncertain in case of checks. So please correct the sentence. Through NEFT, one-way cross-border funds to Nepal is possible. Money can be sent to Nepal through NEFT one way. That means you can send from India to Nepal, but not from Nepal to India. So one-way cross-border funds to Nepal is possible, and this is absolutely the right sentence. Retired bank employees can get loans from banks below base rate also. Absolutely right. There are some exemptions to base rate, and one such exemption is for bank employees, and including retired bank employees, loans can be given at below base rate, and please don't forget this is one exemption. So the given sentence is absolutely correct. And the primary exemptions of below base rate are for DRI schemes. Second one is for the customers against their own deposits. Third is for employees of bank, including retired employees, loans can be granted below base rate also. These 3 are the primary exemptions. Please don't forget. CDR is applicable. What is CDR? Corporate debt restructuring. Corporate debt restructuring, that means because of genuine reasons, debt will be restructured with easier terms. Moratorium may be given, interest rate may be reduced, loan repayment period may be increased, and further loan may be given depending on the genuine cause, and corporate debt restructuring is applicable for syndicated loan or multiple banking accounts only. And second thing is, when the outstanding exposure is 10 crores or more, this CDR mechanism is applicable. Right? Given sentence is absolutely correct. CDR is approved if at least 75% of the bank's by value of the loan and 60% by number agree to the proposal. It's absolutely right sentence. We have already discussed corporate debt restructuring is primarily meant for syndicated loans or multiple banking accounts when several banks came together to grant loan, and for such type of loans this corporate debt restructuring can be implemented if there is genuine reason, but the condition is 60% of the banks by number and 75% of the banks by value must agree. So the given sentence is absolutely correct. If the overdraft account is operated without collateral, you are the luckiest person when the bank allows you to operate overdraft account without collateral. We discussed in detail what is the difference between cash credit and overdraft in our lecture part. Please listen to it. And when the overdraft account is operated without collateral, it is known as clean overdraft facility. The given sentence is absolutely correct. The interest rate under DRI scheme is 1% of the previous year's lending. Banks have to lend to the disadvantaged groups and the interest rate will be 4%. Please correct the sentence. Friends, with this let us conclude this true false 6th module, and please do join for 7th module and have a nice day. Thank you.